Imagine expecting a certain retirement income only to find out that you'll receive half of what you thought you would. For many Greek residents, they may find themselves in that exact situation. Fox Business contributor Bob Rice with me now. We're going to put him to the test because it's Monday. We're a little bit mean. He has a challenge. So the focus now on Greece is on entitlements. 60 seconds on the clock. Entitlements is the buzzword.
All right.
What do we need to know?
All right. Well, first of all, what are entitlements? Entitlements are payments like pension plan payments, medical benefits, food and shelter assistance that governments make to their citizens. The problem in Greece is they spend more of their gross domestic product on those kind of payments than any other country in the Eurozone. And if you combine that with some of the crazy rules they have, for example, hairdressers get to retire early because they're doing hazardous duty during their careers, you see why it becomes a hot button issue in these negotiations. However, that having been said, there is another serious side to the story, and that is that the 65-year-old pensioner in Greece only receives the same amount of money as the average 65-year-old in the whole rest of the Eurozone. And therefore, what that shows you is it's not just a problem with crazy promises that are out of control. There are a lot of other very, very serious issues in Greece driving this problem.
Bob Rice with 8 seconds to spare. We love it. Crowd's going wild. All right. Now, talking about these entitlements, you just made a comparison at the very end to what's happening here in the U.S. Let me just pick New Jersey. Why not? How does Greece look like a version of New Jersey?
Well, here's the thing that's a little bit alarming. Our problems with underfunded state pension plans have tripled since the early 2000s till to today. And we now have unfunded liabilities between $2 and $3 trillion owed by states to the pensioners. And so what both of these situations have in common is you're making promises and you're not funding the promises. This, of
Do you
course,
want to just send a tweet to Chris Christie right now?
Well, he's won, but, he's not. I mean, New Jersey has a bad reputation, but it's only maybe the 17th or 18th worst in the United States.
Oh, good.
Yes.
How reassuring
yeah,
for
great
them.
news.
But it is true that the statistics as far as of the 50 states, I mean, how many are truly funded near, let's say, between 95 and 100%? That's like 5, right?
Right, exactly. Just a very small handful. And about half the states have 2/3 or less of the money they actually need to make these payments.
So it means that more and more people who think, let's just pull out a number, they're going to be getting $80,000 pensions may at some point get a letter that either says, just kidding about the $80K, or you have to pay more taxes.
Well, there's certainly going to be there's going to be a day of reckoning in a lot of these states. Sometimes you'll get cutbacks. Other times the taxpayers are just going to have to pony up the dough. But there are a lot of real problems here, and they relate to Greece in all sorts of different ways. I mean, one of the problems with Greece that is important for people to understand, one of the issues there is that they just have too many old people. They don't have enough workers. So the demographics are really driving a lot of the problems in Greece, and those problems really are systemic throughout much of the Eurozone. So this is a problem. This Greece problem is particularly bad there, but there are echoes of it throughout the rest of Europe. And as we just said, you can see the kind of pre-tremors of it here in the United States as well.
Bob Rice, thank you as always joining me there, Fox Business contributor.